Hello
Ladies
there.
and gentlemen, we are now gathered to induct the newest company into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. And it's a company you might want to say as well, legendary. A company that has legendarily been with us almost from day one since we went over to being a YouTube company. And we are here now with some of those companies, stars, that have put Sportswire Radio into prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, a platform they helped build where all wrestling matters. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to keep this speech short because I know our American badass, who used to be an American badass, I'll get to that in a few minutes, he's got to bounce. But I do want to say at least a few words about this company because, there's been a lot said outside the ring in backyard wrestling. But there's been one company that's conducted themselves in a rather legendary like way inside the ring and outside the ring. And that is a small town company in Bismarck, North Dakota called Legendary Backyard Wrestling. And they just completed their historic Haunted Hell Fest 4, where they just had on a banger of a main event, or let's just say an alpha and a napalm and a face of America were side by side. But also, we saw a psychotic freak in a Showtime where, well, let's just say, I don't even know how those two guys walked afterwards. We had on a backyard wrestling legend, Kurt Adams, be a huge part of the show, but maybe pass the torch to a Nate Dogg. And oh, by the way, we had new tag team champions. And we had, by the way, an historic national anthem in front of a live audience, a live crowd that generated hundreds upon hundreds of views. And this company, Legendary Backyard Wrestling, has been doing this for over 4 years. And they've done things the right way. They've done it with class. They've conducted themselves legendarily. And that's why it's time that we finally induct them and honor them into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. But I always like to give a quote. And that quote is from a guy, Hillbilly Tilly, who is the general manager of the Alliance Wrestling League. The quote he famously has said that I've used for many of these ceremonies is that true backyard wrestlers do this. They put their blood, sweat, and tears out there. There is no question that Legendary Backyard Wrestling has put their blood, sweat, and tears out there. They have done that for the love of the sport, but they've also done it for the love of their community. When I watched Haunted Hellfest 4 that took place on Halloween, sure, there was some great matches. We'll talk about that. Yes, we'll talk about the Wilster. Yes, we'll talk about the Alpha. We'll talk about Chris Aruda being now in multiple Hall of Fames. We'll even talk about Psychotic Freak. We'll talk about Ragnarok. We'll talk about all of that. But what struck me most, ladies and gentlemen, was to the fact that there was so many people there having a good time, enjoying themselves. And that's what all wrestling matters is about. It's not about who won. It's not about who lost or who won championships. It's about everybody coming together and being unified. Legendary Backyard Wrestling has done that time and time again. They have given people opportunities from all over the place, whether it's gender, whether it's background, whether it's region, wherever it might be. We've even seen some historic matches. How about the Walmart parking lot brawl? And how about what's going on with the Wilster and the Face of America and his own tour? I mean, maybe we should have elected him president of the United States last year. Well, I'm not going to go there because half the people will want to shoot me. The other half of the country will say, maybe we should redo it. Forget about the Electoral College. But the facts are is Legendary Backyard Wrestling has always been a constant. They've been a constant. They have been an integral part also of the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. Why is that important? Because the Backyard Wrestling Nexus has been one of those premier things that has brought people together. The Backyard Wrestling Nexus has given people an opportunity to collaborate, to network, to work together, whether it's through logo design, whether it's through advice, whether it's just making friends and having a positive, safe environment. And that's what I've learned the last several weeks. Not to get into any specifics, but it's time to recognize those that have been out there doing this in a positive, safe way. There is no question that Legendary Backyard Wrestling has done all of those things. There is no question that Legendary Backyard Wrestling has stood the test of time. They have the subscribers to prove it. They've had the wrestlers that have walked through the doors of their company. Kurt Adams is living proof. And legendary backyard wrestling is never going away. Legendary backyard wrestling is going to be legendary in a few minutes. But certainly before I do that, I obviously want to give legendary backyard wrestling. I want to give legendary backyard wrestling that introduction that they deserve. And, I'm reminded of this. Now, sure, we've done a lot of these before, but I really think that this one is the true definition of a small-town American dream and a small-town success story. Because, sure, I've had on pro wrestlers that are in our Hall of Fame, independent wrestlers from all over the world, backyard, underground, death match, you name it. We've even had people that have played in the NCAA, college basketball, men's Final Four. I've had a number of different people that are in the Hall of Fame. But this, ladies and gentlemen, think about this for a second. A guy like me from Brooklyn, New York, gets a chance to talk to these fine individuals in Bismarck, North Dakota. That's what the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame is about. That's what All Wrestling Matters is about. That's what open collaboration has been about. This is what legendary backyard wrestling has done. This is why they've stood the test of time. This is why they have nearly 1,600 subscribers. This is why they've had some of the very best enter and come through their doors. And legendary backyard wrestling will never die. Legendary backyard wrestling will never cease to exist. Today will solidify that. Today will solidify that legendary backyard wrestling is a company that deserves to be recognized. With some of those companies that once upon a time were talked about on Sportswire Radio, but now it's time for legendary backyard wrestling to re-enter and legendary backyard wrestling to take its place in history. But I realize I'd like to say a lot more things about you guys, but the Will still wants the microphone. And also on top of that, Napalm, who I don't know how you still are an American Badass, but we'll certainly get to that in a little while. I know I'm going to get to that. I have to give you guys that introduction. That, again, some of those heavy hitters, those big names that once upon a time might have been in the Hall of Fame, but now we present the true big names, the true heavy hitters, and the true company that has been a part of that open collaboration. After all, I am a part of the Backyard Wrestling Nexus, and it is about time that I induct more Nexus members into the Hall of Fame. We've only got, is Area still a member of the Nexus? I'm not going to go and ask you guys after last Friday's show on that. Ace Reed is still a part of it. But let me get, yes, good point on that. Definitely good point. And I will bring that up in a few minutes. But before I do that, let me now give you guys
Glad you found that.
To officially induct you guys. Yes, let me get there. To officially induct you guys the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor now to induct the newest wrestling company into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and that is legendary backyard wrestling. Congratulations, guys and gals. But before I do that, I have to now give you that historic introduction that you guys don't get in North Dakota. You certainly don't get that in the Nexus, and you ain't getting that anywhere else here on Sportswire Radio. So it's time now to officially give you that introduction to solidify. After all, we're in prime time, the brightest light, the biggest stage, and LBYW got Sportswire Radio alongside Angela in the chat at 1,300 subscribers daily. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show on the road. So with without further ado, we're on the spot. Show a company with its two YouTube channels combined with over 2,000 YouTube subscribers. integral part of building the Backyard Wrestling Nexus, one of the premier safe havens in backyard wrestling. This company is simply put, they are called Wrestling. We are joined by the freak, LBYW Interstate Champion, the face of America, the U.S. Champion, the Will Star, the once upon a time so-called baby still American Badass Nick Palm, Chris Arruda, now not once but two-time Sportzwire Radio Hall of Famer, now one half of the tag team champions in LBYW Ragnarok. And for support, I'm Arruda. And then, of course, the reigning, defending LBYW champion, the Alpha. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations. You're official members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame.
Yes, thank you. Hell yeah.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mr. Arruda, two-time Hall of Famer. Not too bad. Apparently, maybe you got some competition with Ric Flair now.
I don't know. We'll see about that.
Hi right now, Mr. Arruda. Usually you got something to say. You're usually confrontational. What's the matter here? Saturday night got you prime time. Big 49ers game tomorrow. Got you worried? What's going on?
Oh, the 49ers, I'm not worried about them at all. We got all of our players back. The only thing I was thinking about was over the past couple of days, the Wilster and Napalm talking so much crap and Alpha. I think I'm going to.
They need to go.
Well, you know what? We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
I'll tell you this. I don't know if Chris has, I don't know if he's up there with Ric Flair numbers, right? But I'll tell you what he's up there with. He's up there with the Undertaker numbers and retiring every time.
Well, I mean, certainly that could be the case.
Well, see, because I have to come out of retirement just to put a whooping on all these youngsters that think they're never back.
No, whatever.
Well, I mean, we'll certainly get to that. We will get to all of that. I know some people are in the chat, but I want to formally, I do this all the time, so I haven't done one. Believe it or not, I haven't done a Hall of Fame ceremony for a while. It's been interesting last 2 weeks. I think things are finally back to normal, but let me now do it as I formally do all the time here. For those that are listening and watching here, prime time, the brightest light, the only platform for all wrestling matters, sports radio, a platform that LBYW build. I'm going with Napalm first, who I guess still is the American Badass, two-time former LBYW World Champion. And I'm going with you first, Napalm. What does it mean to you now, Napalm, on behalf of legendary backyard wrestling, to be part of the Sportswire Radio?
Oh, it feels good. It feels good for us. We work day in and day out to where we're at. We worked hard, blood, sweat, and tears went into this company from everybody, no matter who you are, from the Willister to Chris Arruda to Ragnarok to CJ to Freak to Viper to Showtime to everybody that we have in our company. They're a big part to where we're at, and I was only in with these guys for just a little bit of a time, but the thing is, though, we all together as a team, we worked our asses off, and it feels good.
No, you guys definitely did that, and I think it's a great time to put you guys in the Hall of Fame. I think with the success of Haunted Hellfest 4, I think with obviously what happened at the end of the show, Kurt Adams being here, I think it's the right time, and I think it's needed to put like you guys into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations on that. I'm going to go with the psychotic next, the man that certainly went through a lot of pain. Let's say, Chris Berman once upon a time. You stumbled, and you rumbled your way into winning that interstate championship. Literally, you were rumbling, stumbling into pull him. But great to see you, my friend. Hopefully, the doors are locked because you've been here before. You got attacked senselessly. But what does it mean to you now to be a part of the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame?
Say that again. I heard
What does it mean to you now to be a part of the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame?
It means a good honor. All the work that we put in the last 20 years, and all the matches, all the brutality, it's all done.
Okay, I think we're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you there. So I'm going to put you on mute. Yep. So I don't think you. It's the Aruda household. We'll go to them next. Aruda, what does it mean to you alongside with the rest of the family being in the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame? And for you, it's a two-time Hall of Fame. Congratulations. So what does it mean for the family to be in the Hall of Fame?
Oh, it means a lot. Like we started off, just family and a few friends, just having fun. We like blowing up like we did. Almost 1,600 subscribers. Just for doing something we wanted to do, and then being recognized on here. It's been such a blast spending with family and
unfortunately, I'm having a really bad time here, but I kind of got it. Yeah, maybe you can fix that. I don't know. The sound is not good at all, unfortunately.
Just like his back, it's broken.
Well, I will leave. I gotta say, your audio's okay. You can come back on the I think, but Mr. Aruda, I'm really having a hard time. I'm gonna try to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the magic of technology. Certainly, I put at the areas. Yes, they are definitely dedicated and passionate. Hopefully, Mr. Aruda can passionately, dedicatedly, fix his internet connection. Well, we'll put you on for a minute while you fix that. I'm going to go with the face of America, the World. Obviously, we had a new face of America last Tuesday, but maybe they're still counting ballots in other states that maybe you could have a chance to be elected the 47th president. Maybe I'm missing something here, but the Wellster, congratulations, you've made the Hall of Fame here, and what does it now mean to you to be a part of the Sportzwire Radio Hall of Fame in addition to being the face of America?
Well, first off, I would like to point out the fact that number one, you still have the best mutton chops in the business. All right, everybody knows. Now, the second thing I want to bring up is number one, okay, when you insult one of the three of us, when you insult one of us, you insult all three of us.
Did I insult any of you three, though?
You said that Napalm is no longer the American badass. So let me tell you something.
I said maybe.
Hold on. Well, listen, this is the face of America talking here, pal. All right, here's the thing.
Listen up.
We're going to get to this, though. This is going to be a big topic in about 20 minutes, but go ahead.
All right, let me tell you what it means to me. Number one,
all right, we're going to get to
it means a lot. I think we all work our asses off. Now, we'll say this. All right. I would like to say congratulations to Chris Aruda for being a two-time Hall of Famer. He earned it. Also, congratulations for Miss Jenny over there for being the biggest baby face in America.
That's a good point, Miss.
I will give her credit. That woman out there cheers more than any fan we have. I mean,
you have some great fans in LBYW.
We do. We have some great fans, but there's no greater fan than that lady with the number 58 jersey on there. She absolutely just. Everybody sucks. It's great. You suck. I mean, she cheers great. Now, as far as Chase goes, Mr. Ragnarok goes, that dude right there, he doesn't give himself enough credit for how well he can talk. He talks very well. He has an awesome voice.
He does. We'd like to see him in more on Sportzwire.
His wrestling ability is second to none. All right. Many believe, I heard that he knows the White Viper personally, and you need to tell that guy that he needs to quit throwing water in my face and throwing me in an ice.
Well, I guess that was in honor of Queen Just Ice. I don't know.
Probably. And she's not here, but I want to bring her up also.
Yes.
She is one of the hardest working ladies in this whole outfit. That woman, I've never seen anybody take more punishment than her.
And how
Other
about
than
one of the few in BY? And how about one of the
Well,
few in
one
BYW?
person. One
Yes.
person. One person's took more beatings, and that's this guy.
Well, obviously, but I mean, she is the queen of LBYW, and she's
Yes.
able to do
Yes.
that
Yes.
as well as manage a family and a job. So I mean, she
Absolutely.
works very hard,
No,
and
and
she's
you know,
very.
it's great too. It put someone like her in the Hall of Fame because we don't really have too many females in BYW. I have
She
one.
deserves it.
I absolutely, and I
Deserves it.
agree with you. I have one. I have one woman in the Hall of Fame from backyard wrestling, Trinity Parker, who did some ring introductions and she did a little bit of wrestling. But to have Queen Just Ice, who's a full-time competitor,
Yes,
that
she is.
speaks volumes. And we're really, really honored that she would be a part of the Hall of Fame. We thank her so much for everything. Yep.
I guess the point I'm trying to make here is, I've been in this thing how long, CJ? About 3 years now,
Roughly.
roughly.
About 2
And
minutes.
It's the alpha, by the way, but we'll give you a
True.
pass.
hey, listen.
I said we'll give you a pass. I said we'll give you a pass.
The Reapers are all on an equal level, and we all own the whole damn world. So you're lucky that you're even able to talk. So the fact of the matter is
I
this:
appreciate that.
I'm happy with the entire roster.
Yes.
I'm happy with Mr. Kurt Adams from coming.
Oh my God! He's been in with the heavy hitters, the big names that have been here. They have been here time and time again. He's been in the ring with them. So the fact that he was here, I mean, I just think that's such a big accomplishment for you guys to have Kurt Adams. This is a guy again that he's right up there with those names that have been here thousands of times, like Jack Delta and other guys out there like Aaron Blaze. He's been there. So to have him here, I think that was the icing on the cake. Again,
it was. And the last person
on the cake.
The last person I want to say something about, and I'm not kissing anybody's ass, is that man holding the world championship belt. Now, about a year ago, we've been at each other's throats for 3 years. But
I've seen that here the last two on this platform.
But this man right here puts so much time and effort into doing this. Okay. And all of us here enjoy doing what we're doing. But we also know how much it means to him. Okay. I know I see his face light up, every time he does it. And I'm going to tell you something else. She's not on screen, but I'm going to go ahead and put her over anyway. Your wife does a lot for this company as well, CJ. Destiny does a lot with the sound. She does a lot with the makeup. She does a lot with the food that she prepares. She does a lot of keeping the kids wrangled up while this man is able to do what he's doing. So that's why every time she shows up, we always hug her neck and say, thank you for allowing the guy here do what he does. And as far as the freak goes, all right, we've had our problems, but that son of a bitch right there can take a beating more than I've ever seen from anybody. So I am very thankful and happy that we were able to get this honor. And I'm gonna tell you what, CJ, you deserve this. We all deserve this, and I'm very thankful that this has happened tonight.
And you know what?
Let's just call it. It's
I'm
your
going to get to the Alpha in a minute, and I know you don't have much time with him.
That's your call volume.
I'm going to put Chase on mute for a minute. So I thank you, Chase. You'll have to bear with us. But I do feel that this was long overdue, and I'm going to say it. I apologize that we haven't did this earlier, especially we've had some mulligans, let's just say, on this platform that I could have a do-over on. I probably would have, but it is very, very good to have you guys all here and to make that happen here. So we'll focus on the positives. You guys have done that. I think the way you've conducted yourselves inside and outside the ring, it's long overdue. I got to put Chase on mute still because I got to hear other people, and that's where my issues are right now. I got to go with you, the Alpha. This is your baby. This is your football. This is all you. And congratulations. And what does it now mean to you to finally be here in the Hall of Fame? You get to join all the luminaries, all these big people that you have been there with, and it's about freaking time. That's on me, but we've made it happen. It doesn't matter when you get in, how you get in. You're here, and what does it mean to you to be now a part of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame?
It's great, man. It kind of means a lot. In the sense of how crazy all this has become. Like we and I've mentioned this before when I was on. I think the first time.
Yeah, a year and a half ago. Yep.
This started off just to kind of be like a whatever. When we started this off, this was just like a, it's cool, it's fun. We'll do it here and there, and we'll see how it goes. And that's what it was in the beginning. And then slowly over time, we started brainstorming and we started working really hard. And for about the first 2 years, and we were bringing in people. And for about the first 2 years, and Aruda and Freak and Ragnarok, they know. First 2 years, man, we were doing this. It was about every other weekend, sometimes back-to-back weekends, sometimes Fridays and Saturdays, where we were filming and we were putting out content and we were doing so much. And usually we take off winters. Usually Haunted Hellfest will be like the end of our season.
Sometimes you did a show in January. Sometimes you do.
But I'd say 2021 we kept going through December, and we were rolling, and it was crazy. And now over time we keep bringing in new guys. Wilster, Napalm, as you mentioned before, Kurt Adams came here the last couple months here with us.
2 months, two and a half months.
It's just crazy. It's crazy how insane we've become. We've hit over 1,000 subscribers. We've gotten a lot of more recognition. I mean, this guy, for God's sakes, the face of America. We had a haunted house last year.
Well, I have to say this.
Out of the building.
I got to give the Wilson. I know Napalm's got only a little bit of time, and I'm going to get to the certificate presentation. But I have to say, my biggest clip on TikTok is with the Wilster. It's like 1,400 something views, actually.
There you go.
So I should say that the Wilster. You got me some followers on TikTok, by the way. You're the biggest clip I have on TikTok.
He's the face of America for a reason.
Well, I don't get residuals on TikTok. I get them on Facebook and YouTube. I don't get them on TikTok, unfortunately. But right. You are part of that history, so you guys have definitely. It's long overdue. You guys definitely put the work in. And again, the subscriber count between the two accounts over 2,000. There's companies that they've long held serve here on this platform, and they don't have as many. And they've had, every name that you could think of. And you guys have just, put, in politics is always a word. You put your head down, you just keep going out there, keep grinding. That's what you guys have done. And that's why you're here. And I want to put the presentation up now finally, because you guys might want to see what it looks like. And I think I want to do it now because everybody would like to see it. And I want to put it up here. So congratulations. You guys are officially now in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame on this date, November the 16th, 2024. That is my John Hancock. That is obviously the logo. That's our presentation. And you guys definitely earned it. And you guys all get to be here in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame with all the greats. Zilla, who's in the Hall of Fame, is here. Angela was in the chat. She's in the Hall of Fame. Anthony Arias, of course. We want to give a shout out to the Nexus. We want to thank the Nexus for their support. You guys are really a reason why I'm in the Nexus. I mean, I know we've always covered work with, Ace and, you guys and but, I obviously, here in the group chat on Discord, I want to give a big shout out to those companies, FBW, SGW, certainly BWDU, and you guys certainly. And I think YBW, I think is in the Nexus now. I mean, just so congratulations to everybody a part of that. And I want to thank you guys for your support. And I want to make sure everybody follows Legendary Backyard Wrestling, ND_Backyard_Wrestling. And I know, Napalm, you don't have much time, so I want to give you the opportunity to explain yourself. And what on earth did you do at the main event of Haunted Hellfest 4 after you lost your championship? I know you don't have much time, so you have to explain yourself to the world, sir. I'll come back to you in a little while.
Of course I do. Of course. Yeah. First things first, regardless, I'm proud of everybody. I'm proud of Haunted Hellfest 4, how the way it turned out. Everyone put in one hell of a fucking effort in that show. Everyone gave their heart outs on the line. Now, what did I do?
Yeah. What'd you do?
I did the thing that Hulk Hogan did. I was smart. Took an opportunity that I could not let get away from me. A once in a lifetime opportunity to stay at the top of the mountain, on top of the food chain, where I always wanted to be and where I was. Even with losing that championship, I'm still up there.
But you lost the title, though. How are you on top still?
Because no one's going to mess with the North Dakota Reapers now.
They don't stand a chance.
We are one. We are loyal. We are equal. We are vicious, and we will take out everybody
Well,
in our
I would
way.
say you
Here's the
guys are
thing
vicious.
is,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing is, 2 out of the 3 North Dakota Reapers has gold.
Yeah.
And regardless, 2 out of the 3 was still going to have gold.
Yeah.
So I think to put it back into the hands of the man who hired me, who put me to stand by his side to give it back to him where it rightfully belongs, and to keep doing what I was hired to do, and that is to be the enforcer and the American badass, baby. And
But should
by
we have seen
God,
this? But should we have seen this coming a couple months ago? I had you on this platform, and we spoke about you and the Wilster. Remember that handshake? Remember all that? Should we have
yeah.
saw this coming like 3 months ago, and you won the title and reclaimed it for the second time?
Well, when I reclaim it, I just let Will know I didn't have no beef with him no more. The only person that I had beef with that was in his group was White Viper. And then, of course, here's the thing is, one thing that Will showed me is that when he makes a pact, and he has a pact,
Is
he's
it
loyal.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
not
word.
broke.
No.
Okay, we put it on my
But
laptop, so
yeah,
Well,
we'll
you
get to
sound
you
good
in a
now.
second, right?
You
You
sound
sound
good.
a lot better.
But
Lot
the
better.
thing is though, he showed me that he was loyal. When White Viper was in trouble, he came to the call. Him and his group came to the call. But regardless, though, his group wasn't strong enough, and they lost that war. So
I mean, they had
after,
Scary Terry, so
and yeah, and
Scary,
then when
I guess Scary Terry's a Hall of Famer apparently. But then again,
see,
I've got a lot of mulligans in the Hall of Fame. So at this point,
No, he's
Scary
not.
Terry really
no,
No,
see,
he's
here's
not,
he's a part of
because he was
LBYW.
terminated before
hang
this
on.
Hall of Fame induction. So the answer to that
Actually,
is no.
can I just say this? Considering that I have a lot of mulligans in this Hall of Fame, I think Scary Terry still would outrank some of them. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he's pretty much the drizzling shits, Tom.
Well,
So,
I've got
yeah.
some Hall of Fame that people that are in here that I definitely need to do over on. So I think Scary Terry probably could be in the Hall of Fame at this point.
He should not. No, he's nothing but
I've got
that.
plenty of them that I should really go and do something on that. But I'm gonna leave that at that. But
Oh,
the
I've got an
facts
idea.
are,
He can be an honorary oos of the Hall of Fame. That's what he can do.
all right,
Honorary.
we'll figure that out. But obviously, I do. Before I do anything else, I do have to say something else. Actually, I want to get to our friends over in Blizzard Wrestling because I want to give a thoughts and prayers to our friends over there because certainly Judas, the evil angel, his mother and sister in the hospital. So if I can give thoughts and prayers to our very dear friends over in the state of Ohio, we love our friends in Ohio. Blizzard Wrestling and ALW have been good friends, very much similar to you guys, doing things the right way. And I like to give my thoughts and prayers. So, Coaster, please let Judas know, let the champion know of Blizzard and ALW that I will message him when we're off the air and I will give him my words. But please use this here. I will make sure I put this out here on Facebook when we're off the air. But do give my thoughts and prayers and regards to the family of the evil angel Judas, who is the Blizzard champion and the ALW champion. So we want to say hello to our friends in Marion, Ohio. Please, thoughts and prayers. Thank you for letting us know. But okay. Yes, and we hear you guys much better. I'll come back to you. I know I don't have much time with you left, Napalm, because I know you got to run here. But so you're saying that this wasn't planned months ago. This was something that you thought about.
See, after White Viper did what he did, which was the stupidest thing possible, was to turn his back. He lost it all, and he got his ass beat for it. I killed that Viper.
You did.
Cut the head off the snake.
It wasn't until I got a phone call.
Okay, your phone call.
That's fair.
I wasn't going to take it, but I called him back. I heard him out.
I know I asked you about this though, and you were like, you weren't going with anybody. You do your own thing. You go to your own beat. I remember you saying something along those lines.
But it's like a drug. It's like you get that itch. Like, what did he really want? Yes. What did he really want? So I called him back. I heard him out. He gave me an offer like no other.
Let me ask you though this question. All right, let me ask you this. I realize I got it. We're gonna have time for everybody. I know you got to run here soon, but let's say hypothetically, and I'm gonna go hypotheticals here. Let's say Showtime had retained the interstate title, and let's just say for whatever reason, Nate Dogg and Scary Terry retained the tag team championships. Are we looking at this group right now? Or are we still looking at the Wilster and PBS?
Well,
Let me
that's a
ask you that.
Willister question right there, because this is all Willister's making right here. This
Okay,
is
but
Willister's
that's
question.
why I asked that question. Let's say Wilster then that the tag team championship and the interstate championship were different outcomes. Would we be looking at this right now?
Okay, Tom. First of all, probably the reason why I didn't want to tell you anything back then after you asked those ridiculously prying questions that you asked him was that before the Reapers were ever born, North Dakota Reaper business is Reaper business until we want it to be.
But you were doing PBS. Everything was about PBS with you.
Okay, because here's the thing. We are always 2 and 3 steps ahead of everybody. And I want to bring this up before Napalm has to leave. You see that dude down at the bottom of the screen? He's got the interstate championship, right?
He does.
But he's only got the interstate championship as long as we allow him to have it.
Where is it?
I buried it. I buried it.
Would you bury it in the yard?
Did you bury it with your leg that was almost ripped off?
Hey, I'm able to walk.
Not for long.
So the point I'm trying to make is here. Napalm, in my opinion, the next time we have an event, CJ, I'm pretty sure you can make it happen because you're the man. We're all equals.
No, you guys mentioned 1 month from now from Haunted Hellfest 4. So I would assume
Hold on a second. Just wait a minute here.
I got it.
I think in 2025, at the first event, I know we're sporadic, but the first event that you make is you have Napalm versus that moron psychotic freak for the interstate championship. And furthermore, I think you need to make a match to where you could have any of the interchangeable parts of the Reapers have a tag team championship match. And then, guess what, Tom? We'd have the interstate championship and the tag team championship.
Let me say this. If we did that, nobody stands a chance.
Correct.
Against one of us, much less 3.
Hang on, here's the thing.
Hold on.
There in
the
the corner,
psychotic freak will take all
the family.
The freak is 0-2 against me. The freak has never pinned Napalm. Ever.
And White Viper, he's like 0-4, 5 against me. I lost count. I beat his ass so many times. And then the Alpha,
we tied.
The Alpha is the freaking reigning defending undisputed champion. He's the freaking boss if you think about it. So guess what? If the dude wants to make the match, he'll make the damn match.
Well,
right?
let me say this real quick. Let me say this before we lose this guy. So this deal, right? This idea that Wilster had, I wanted no piece of it. I really didn't, because me and Napalm, we had.
You're the reason that you are where you are because of him and what happened at the beginning of the year. So this is why this whole thing is just so topsy-turvy.
But what the Wilster was able to place on the table, what he was able to interact with all of us, it was just something that was, like Napalm said, you just can't deny it. You can't look away. You have to accept. And after thinking about it for a long time, because it wasn't let's do it. It was a long process. It was a whole summer, right? This idea was long. It was crazy. And with a lot of thinking, a lot of contemplating. And me and Napalm, look, we're not the best friends. We're not best friends. But that's not what this business is for.
Yeah, they're not best friends.
We're not best friends. What this is a group. This is a powerhouse. This is North Dakota Reapers.
Well, I'll tell you what, I do
absolutely
agree with you
anybody
guys
who
on.
decides that they have any sort of cojones and they want to step on up, all right, that's your funeral.
I'll tell you what I do agree with you guys on. In BYW right now, I don't know if there is a more potent faction than what I
No.
see right now. That I will agree with you on. Objectively speaking, in BYW right now, I don't know if there is a more potent faction because you got the Alpha, you got Napalm, and you got the Wilster. I mean, listen, people talked about LeBron, people talked about Wade and Bosch years ago with the Heat. I think this is just like nowhere in comparison to what I'm seeing right here.
This is the dynasty here. This is the '90s Bulls right now.
No.
You know what?
okay,
Jordan Pippen and Robin. Yeah, you know what? I would go with that. Jordan Pippen and Robin. I would go with. Definitely go.
All right.
Okay,
These
Tom.
two guys right here.
There we go.
You're up here. You gotta bring it down a notch. Okay, they're not
These
that
three already got a big enough ego. They have to team up.
Doubles all day.
Hey,
What? How much
These
time
two
do
guys
you
never had to accept the deal that I put on the table. They didn't have to think. Me and CJ, me and Alpha have been absolute bitter enemies for 3 years.
You were
All
an
right,
enemy
but-
with each other. All three of you, though.
But I have seen over the course of a year, I don't know, maybe 14 months, the evolution of CJ's mind, okay, of the Alpha's mind. I have seen the evolution of him as a human being. He has evolved. He has changed because he understands, yes, he was the white knight in armor for years, and that's admirable, right? But is that going to win you the title all the time? No.
No.
All right.
No.
Sometimes, Michael Jordan, if you think about it, was one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and I think he is. But he was also regarded as an asshole.
Yes.
Sometimes you have to be an absolute. You have to do things that many people think are cruel in order to get where you have to be. Napalm knows it all too well. And here's the thing. I guarantee you this. In 2025, Napalm is going to have gold around his waist again because that's part of the freaking deal. It's going to happen. He's too damn
I agree
good
with you on a
not
lot of
to
that.
have gold
gotta
around
let
his
Napalm-
waist.
Frigid Vikings better watch out.
That's right.
We're going to do all that. We're going to get to that discussion. I know you got to run here, Napalm, and I'm going to definitely have you back on here next month because you guys talked about this 1 month, and we're going to talk about here in a few minutes. But I want to pass the baton to you. Anything you want to say? Any other final thoughts that you have before we let you go?
Final thoughts, regardless of the situation. This is like a whole NWO fact right here. You know, it's 3 powerhouses in all of the type of factions. You got the Alpha with the brains and the strategic. You got the Willister, who's talks the talk and walks the fucking walk, baby. And then you got Napalm, the fucking American badass enforcer up in here.
Yeah, I mean,
This is the biggest, the most powerful trio that you've ever seen.
There's
walk
no
backyard
holes
wrestling.
There's no holes. There's no weakness here.
We
There's
are
no
all
Prime,
equal.
scary-
Prime
We don't-
PBS doesn't stand a chance.
Well, I'm going to get to Psychotic Freak, and I think Chris Aruda's here. I'm going to get to them. They're going to tell me otherwise, but we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
So that is
Yeah.
Napalm.
They'll run their mouth. They'll run their mouth. That's what they do best.
But regardless of the situation,
if
this
you
is just
Oh,
Talkie
attention,
broken
guys!
back
Ruda's about
mountain.
to announce his next retirement tour.
no, see if you think about it, if it wasn't for me, the Wilster wouldn't have had anything to do with it because I took the beat you Alpha for the company that put the Wilster in charge in the first place.
It's a good point.
Hey, it's a domino effect. All things happen for a reason, pal.
That's true, too. That's true,
Can
too.
And listen, the past is the past. We're in the present, baby, and the present and the future is the North Dakota Reapers.
And there's
Well, I'll tell
plenty
you
of
what. I
places
definitely,
to go for the Reapers.
definitely fear the
Yep.
Reaper. To, definitely
But-
There
fear.
you go.
But regardless, before I
Okay,
go,
Sons of Anarchy fans.
let's go to Brokeback Mountain.
Hey,
Never seen it.
Wow.
Never seen it.
that guy in the top right corner there is just the American Nightmare from Wish, okay? Don't listen to a word he says.
It's certainly an interesting conversation we're having, undoubtedly. But Napalm, what else like to say?
But regardless, though, I could go on and on how badass we are.
Oh,
But I want to say how badass as a group LBYW is. And
Now
I'm glad
that
to be,
I'm in agreement with.
I am
That
glad
I
to
agree
be a part of this beautiful company
I agree with
and this
that.
beautiful friendship, as you would say, that we have, family, basically what we is. Besides characters and who we are and stuff like that, we're a family, and we worked hard to be where we're at today.
Yes.
We're gonna work hard where we're going to be at in the future.
Yes.
We
Yep.
all put in ideas. We all kick ass. We all
Yes.
do the best that we can. So
Yes.
all of us together, as I should say, no better fucking company than LBYW, baby.
Well, you
I
guys
agree with
are in the
that.
Hall of Fame, and those are the reasons why. And if you'd
Hey,
like to follow LBYW,
there's
that's your information.
Well
I won't
said.
draw too much attention to this. I really won't. I really won't. But for the
Okay.
sake of it, there's one thing that we can all agree on that LBW doesn't have, and that's pedophiles in our company.
You are correct.
100.
Very good.
I you know
Because
what?
if we did, I wouldn't even be sitting right here. I'd be sitting in an orange jumpsuit in North
You
Dakota.
know what? I gotta be honest. That we even have to mention that at this point is kind of a sad state of affairs. But
Right.
Thank you for saying that, though. Thank you.
Right.
Yep.
But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages, Napalm is out.
We'll see you. We'll have you here before the year is out. Thank you, Napalm. Congratulations on being in the Hall of Fame. We will see you soon. LBYW is in the Hall of Fame, and we can assure you that everybody passes the background check, and they are in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And, if I
Yes.
could have some do-overs, I'd have them, but you can only live just once and, live and learn. But everybody else does the same thing. But, okay, we'll take this off the screen. I do now want to give the other side the opportunity to speak. Yes, you want to say something?
I was trying to add this in before he left, but I don't know about these other guys, but usually when we get new people, I'm very nervous to get in the ring with them because they're complete strangers to me. I don't know them.
Sure.
So when Napalm joined us, I was nervous to get in the ring with him too, but pretty much literally his first match, he was pretty much right on par with us, like he's been doing it as long as we have. And yeah, we were glad to bring him on too.
What a great guy, by the way. Just to break the fourth wall. What a great guy. I see him in the chat all the time. When I have the IMF is here, Jack Delta, all these other different guys, James Taylor, he's here. Always a part of the chat, always messaging. Just a great guy. You all are really just great people, and that's why you guys are legendary inside and outside the ring. Let me get to some comments here before I do anything else. Got the other side here. Zilla stands with the North Dakota Reapers.
Zilla.
Yeah.
No, Zilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we're gonna find out why. Also, congratulations to the Alpha on being the new champion LBYW.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we'll find out more about that. Also, okay, it's just Judas's mom. Okay, we want to give thoughts and prayers to the evil angel Judas's mom.
Yes.
I will definitely let him know about this off the air. Thank you very much. Prayers, to Mrs. Judas. Yep, Mrs. Mama Judas. Yes, appreciate that. Yep, to Judas again. And okay, we'll take all that off the screen now that I cleared that. But now, let me give now the other side an opportunity to speak while we put the match up here on the screen and let everybody get a chance to watch it. Psychotic Freak, I see you here sitting with something, but something tells me after everything you went through with the Wilster, everything you went through at PBS, you ain't going to take this down and you ain't going out easily. And something tells me here you got a lot to say about what we just heard just now from the North Dakota Reapers.
Yeah, just like PBS, I want to take down the Reapers one by one.
Hey, watch out. There might be someone coming in your house. Can't tell.
No.
Watch out.
No, I got security. I got security.
It's going to be Welster related, right? Because Nate Dogg is fired from PBS, and there is no PBS. So the good news is for you, I don't think Nate Dogg's coming.
And I have security. I got security.
I got security.
Is it BSC? BSC is your security? Or?
I took care of him too.
Because remember, the BST works for me.
Oh.
Just remember that. Okay? I'm just saying. And something else, freak? If there's anybody that deserves to have their damn house broke in, it's you. Look at that son of a bitch. That freaking best looking man in America. But the fact of the matter is this.
Hey, that should be our next POTUS right there.
Damn right. I should be the next.
Wait a minute. Are we still not certifying the election because there is 76 million ballots for you, the Wilster is out? Is that what you're telling us?
That's correct. I have
Hey,
85
Kamala
million
got
ballots
those sent away, man.
that are stuck
You
in
know, in
Canada.
Pennsylvania, they're still counting ballots that apparently that they weren't supposed to count. So maybe there's like 76 million ballots out there for you, the Wilson.
I know, man, and look, man, when I went to vote on election day,
Yeah.
all right, as soon as I walked through the building, the two ladies at the ticket taking place are like, "Oh my God, it's the face of America. Can I have your autograph?" And you know what I told those two broads? I said, "Well, you know what? Normally I charge people $50, but for you two broads, I'll make an exception."
Oh,
You know
wow.
what?
But
You know, I happily signed their boobs, and then I went to
Oh, you know,
cast
that
my
was a
vote.
lot for us to take in, but thank you for letting us know that. You know,
But
sure,
we
I'm
do.
sure that'll give Donald Trump more ideas. But
I guess
we'll
we do have to give Wilster credit though, because he is the only one that I know of that has actually gotten recognized by somebody that's not in our group. Like we went to the hardware store, the Wilster did get recognized by.
Oh, really? Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's really cool.
That's why he's the face of America, man.
That's correct. Wilster puts
really,
asses in the seats, brother.
That's really cool, actually. That you got recognized in the hardware store. That's interesting. So
Like I said, he got booed out of a damn haunted house last year.
By everybody.
I was there for it.
It was unbelievable. I'm getting booed out of a haunted house, and I'm like, dude, what the hell? I mean, you know, boo. I'm like, that's when you're
He
over,
wins a
brother.
random
booed out
raffle
this year
and
if
then
he
he's
didn't
booed out of
back
the
out.
fucking building.
We were
Well, you
winning
know what?
prizes, and here they come. Oh, Will Rivers, here you go. Here's your gift card, and everybody was like, "Boo!" You could hear every actor in the haunted house just booing him.
I'm getting booed out of the building.
And you're just now. I mean, you're just you're rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, and
This is how you
Wait,
know.
okay, real quick, if I may take control.
Of course
Watch
you
this
can.
coming up right here. So right here, I gotta give Freak his props. This is some outstanding pain tolerance, because right here, once right there, he gets
right.
slapped
Oh my
down.
God.
Now watch his leg. I don't know how
Where's
he got
his
up
leg?
and walked
Watch
after this.
Literally,
Watch
His
this
leg
leg.
is turned
Oh
all the
my
way
God.
around.
that
Man.
is 180. I don't know how he.
How is he?
I don't
yeah, it
know
was a
how.
psychotic freak, right?
Tom, can you turn the sound on?
He's crazy.
What's that?
Can you turn the sound on the video?
Yeah, give me
Listen to
1
this
second.
dude.
Hold
He's a
on.
You should
crazy
turn the
bastard,
sound
man.
on
I
and
mean,
listen to it. Everybody should just be quiet to listen.
Showtime caught it. Oh, Freak! Gosh, I scared him. He's running like it's Showtime. He's running after me. Just hit him with the crutch. Nice beating down on the Freak. Already pulling that gown off of him. Freak's trying to fight back. Showtime's too much right now. Oh, and a slap. From the guardrail. Oh my God,
man.
another slap. To
Listen
the
to his
Freak.
leg.
Showtime. A third one. He kicks. He's going to kick him.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. He just broke
Snap,
his
crackle,
leg.
and pop, right?
Oh,
Beat him.
How was your leg not broken after that? It was literally 180.
I gotta tell you, I don't know what it is. Right? I really don't know what it is. But I was going through a bunch of old. Footage, because freaking Showtime. I've had a rivalry since last year's Hellfest when he returned, and it was crazy.
Yeah, we spoke about that originally. I think your first appearance on here, Mr. Freak.
Right? Yeah, and every time I don't know what the hell
Good
Freak
God.
did to Showtime, but
Did you get
Showtime has had
poison
this
ivy?
vendetta against the Freak, and it's crazy.
Did
He'll
you
go
get
after him
poison
every
ivy
moment
here,
he's got.
I did not.
Okay, just checking.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that match right there, the two matches to where these dudes, all competitors need to be in the whirlpool the next day, was this one right here and the main event between.
Oh my God, the main event. Just what we'll show that. We'll show that in a few minutes.
Man,
but
they
I mean,
beat the living piss out of each other, dude. I mean,
you guys certainly went
I'll
out
tell
this
you-
season with blaze of glory. Let's just say that much. I mean, you guys.
I can tell you right now, though,
Right, yeah,
if
go
you
ahead.
thought Mike Tyson's ass was pretty bad last night, you're getting a hell of a lot of the free
You know,
ass here
I
tonight.
gotta be honest. I wound up watching that fight, and I won't say how I watched the fight because it was actually one of my presenters on Sportswire Radio who was on the show, an analyst, Chris Pizaya. He gave me the link to watch it. We were watching it here off the air, and it was like that wasn't even a fight. That was you guys did more in this than the entire 8 rounds put together with Tyson and Paul.
Can I add something to
You can add anything you
said
want.
way earlier?
Yeah, go ahead.
when the Will beat White Viper, that's how that match should have gone with Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. That old man should have whipped Jake Paul, just like the Wilster did to White Viper. So,
Well, I mean, that was painful to watch. That was a painful, predetermined fight to watch. Pretty clear, especially after the third round. But this was not predetermined at all. And we're watching some of it here. And,
let's just say that Mike Tyson put Jake Paul over. That's what happened.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he put his ass over, man,
and he got $10 million to do it. I mean, so yeah,
I mean, what the hell, man? Hell, I would put somebody over for 10. Wait a minute, no.
Iron Mike turned into aluminum that night.
That's correct.
It was that was definitely that. I mean, it was almost he was biting his glove more than he threw punches the entire fight. I mean,
and you know what? I would like to point out in this video real quick. You know, Alpha, and you pointed this out. Look at the turnout that we had for this, man.
I said it during the introduction speech. I mean, you guys had a nice turnout. Yeah, you guys are a part of the community. That's what that's to me, I talk about it all the time. Why are, you guys in the Hall of Fame? I'm always about community. I wouldn't have 1,300 subscribers if it wasn't for a community. You guys have a community of support. You have people that went out and watched you guys. I think that's really a credit to what you guys have done out there. You guys are a testament and a fabric to the community there. The Walmart parking lot brawls you guys have done, the stuff you did in the playgrounds, the stuff you've done in the snow. I mean, you guys have been forward thinking, and that's why, like I said, you guys have put your head down, you've kept grinding, and you're here in the Hall of Fame. And obviously, thankfully, you both don't have poison ivy.
Well, my thing is, I'm really surprised here. Honestly, if you look at the amount of time that's elapsed right here, how long the freak is literally getting his ass beat. This dude,
I would say maybe about 6-7 minutes.
He got his ass beat for at least Alpha, like 15 freaking minutes.
Something like that.
I think we're like 7. I think not counting introductions, we're like 7 minutes into this, if I'm not mistaken.
If you turn the sound on at that part, someone was worried about the pizza because they thought
you know what I was hoping that Showtime would have stopped and ate a piece of pizza while he was eating that. That would have been the best thing ever.
Ninja's trying to bestow the sword.
All right, I gotta ask you then. So, what is the pizza? Listen, I'm from Brooklyn, right? So you were talking about the epicenter of pizza. What is pizza like in North Dakota? I have to ask.
It's like it's cardboard.
It's Little Caesars. That's about it.
Well, Little Caesars isn't the worst thing in the world. It's not.
We have Little Caesars and Domino's.
This is where I'm going to put Jenny over. I would appreciate her whole family for supplying the Little Caesars.
All right, Little Caesars is good. Well, I like Little Caesars. We don't really have.
We got a New York joint here.
Nothing bad about it. I just said it's Little Caesars.
I'd have to say one of our best pizza places, though, is Blaze Pizza. That place.
Blaze Pizza's not bad.
No. Hey, we got A&B. A&B Pizza. It's a New York joint. It's pretty good to me.
Okay, well, I'm glad you have
place
that.
up there by Amanda's house.
And
yeah, that
Anthony
too.
Arias is very proud.
Beating the living hell out of him with a chair. That's the thing, man. I mean,
and Jack Spade was on the list. Yeah, I heard something about that, Zill. I think the list we were talking about, the wall of shame there. But yeah, that's unfortunate. But we are, well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, that's the thing. But you guys certainly.
Then he brings the hate out, which was unbelievable. I mean, that was awesome.
I mean, he's trying. I'll give him credit.
Can you look at the size of this man? I mean, I would be doing anything I could.
You should see what the guy looks like in person, though, Tom. I mean, I'm
friends with college basketball players. I know he's got to be 6'4", 6'5", right?
So he's from Brooklyn. He's from.
I know. I'm friends with college guys who played college basketball. He's like that kind of player. He looks like that size.
Oh yeah.
Just a quick random thing here. If you look at the background of some of these clips, you can see random passerbys in the park just wondering what the heck is going on.
That's the best part about it.
They were like, did they get a permit? Yeah. Probably like you guys get a permit or something, right? That's probably what they were.
Like, what the hell are these guys doing, man?
It was with Sleepy Hollow.
And Chris is basically butt-ass naked at this point. And Freak's basically butt-ass naked at this point. So at this point, what you got right here, brother, is a full moon over Bismarck.
Yes.
Put a belt on.
That's where our pull your pants up chant comes from.
That's right.
It's a bloody
Fortunately, in
moon that night.
BYW this year, that is a common theme. I've watched a lot of matches in BYW, probably, I don't know, 600-700 maybe.
And
And
crack kills, brother. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
well, you know, but
Of course, if it's North Dakota, fentanyl kills. But
And the
anyway,
freak is not a plumber by trade.
fentanyl's a whole different discussion. I saw a poster in my own community about that. But let me move away from fentanyl and talk about what psychotic freaks do for Showtime here, because it's about to be Showtime, and the lights are going to be out for Showtime here very soon, unfortunately.
I'm telling you right now, man, this match looked so freaking physical, man. I mean,
Yes.
you got Freak getting the piss beat out of him.
I had to work the next day. I couldn't watch.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell.
This is where
And I'm
he
gonna
breaks
tell you
his
this.
I
leg.
don't know how you even finished the match.
This is where
Exactly.
Oh my! You know what? I saw that. I'm like,
Fuck.
were you gonna? You know what I thought of when I saw this? I thought of the Kevin Nash. Remember the 10-man tag on Raw where Kevin Nash goes into the ring and tears his quad. You almost had a Kevin Nash moment there, Psychotic.
That was the same leg too. That got twisted
I
one
thought it
day.
was going to be like a Vince McMahon moment trying to run.
Point.
That
That was
was
a
really bad.
you can't hear the audience behind Shaylin's commentary. Yes, that word. But literally the entire audience audibly gasped, and then everything was silent until Chris got back up on his feet.
I didn't hear the audience gasp when I was battling.
I was sitting there wondering, Chris, I
You were in a
apologize.
trance,
I was
bro.
wondering whether or not I was sitting there, should we call an audible here? Because, I mean, he was sitting there stuck in that trap and the best part about it was the fact that he was able to,
Get up
get
and
himself back up, though. I mean,
It's a good thing he
That was
fell the
something
direction
right
he
there,
did.
You know
because
what?
He was just turned.
I tell you why.
That's
You
ugly.
did, because this was everything was on the line. This was it. This was it. I mean, what else? What else is he supposed? This is like everything's on the line. I mean,
And he used his bad leg right there.
right there.
And that's why obviously you're battling the way you do.
I mean,
Zilla
hey,
loves the
if
trampoline.
we're gonna compare this to anything recent, we could talk about the last Super Bowl. This is the Chiefs right now, rolling upfield to go ahead and get the go home win.
The Ruda family
And
are
that's
like,
exactly
why
what
did we just do
Psychotic
that?
Freak did. He went down with that injury, came back up, worked upfield, and gave himself that championship.
Hey,
You're damn right.
Psychotic Freak nearly breaking his leg twice is exactly why we signed contracts with Sleepy Hollow.
Very true.
Right there. That's a very good point, Jason.
You know what? Well said. That is definitely well.
Which again, I
was
just
a
want to
good point
say,
right
I
there.
just want to say, thank you to everybody at Sleepy Hollow. If anybody is ever watching this that works there, thank you very much. You guys put us in an amazing spot, and it was a great spot to have our best show yet.
As soon as CJ put this image on the screen of where he wanted to do this, I'm thinking, man, this is the perfect area right here, man. I mean, you had the stage, you had perfect.
Yeah, we talked about it. I think when you were here, the Alpha in September, and just really well done. I mean, just the whole setup was just, I got to be honest. I watched a lot of backyard wrestling this year. This was really one of the coolest setups I watched, regardless of, who the company was, because you guys had this whole setup. You were outside. You were in this big park. You had a big crowd. You guys had the lights turned on. You guys had the different objects. You had the trampoline design. Zilla makes a great point with that. Just a really, really cool, just almost, I kind of think of it almost intimate like setup. It almost reminded me of like, if you ever go watch a band play and they're kind of like in this intimate setup, that's what you guys had. This where you're basically up close. Everybody had a chair. They got a chance to watch the show. It's probably one of the last, weekends of the year. We had the really nice weather out there. It was comfortable conditions. And you got a chance to watch, everybody that just put on a heck of a performance. And that's why I want everybody to follow Legendary Backyard Wrestling here, ND_Backyard_Wrestling. They just had their highly successful Haunted Hellfest 4 here. They're going to have some other things coming up. We're going to talk about this 1 month thing that was mentioned at the end of the show. And we're here with a bunch of the newest members of the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame from Legendary Backyard Wrestling. We've got the Face of America, the United States Champion, the Wilster. We've got the Alpha, the new World Heavyweight Champion, the Interstate Champion, Psychotic Freak. We've got a slew of the first family of North Dakota in the backyard wrestling circuit. We've got Ragnarok, one half of the tag team champions. We got Mama there. We've got Chris Aruda, the legendary, now 2-time Hall of Famer, former general manager of LBYW. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. And we'll be here on Sportswire Radio with Texas Promo Wrestling tomorrow. So I'm doing promo wrestling, and we'll talk about that tomorrow. But right now, please support our friends over at Legendary Backyard Wrestling. So we'll take this off the screen. We'll into the... Yep. Was someone want to say something?
I was going to say, can I add something to what you said?
You can say anything you want.
You know what's funny about that? When we were signing the contracts with the owner of Sleepy Hollow, that stage is actually most commonly used for jazz bands.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's what she was telling us about when we were signing him.
And I just want to give a special shout out to one of my favorite little people in the world.
Please.
Baby Ghostface. He was so good, and he had so much fun.
Oh, he was.
Yes. Yes.
And by the way, Tom.
Yes, sir.
She is not Mama. She is Miss Jenny. All right.
I know that.
You got to refer to her as that.
I'll tell you what I'm going to refer to her as on TikTok. She has a big following playing Fortnite, by the way. That's what I am going to say. I'm following on TikTok. I mean, we got people on. Yes. Was it something, Wilster?
She is definitely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Wilster's biggest fan. There's no doubt about it.
Yes,
no doubt.
I'm going to transition. I'm going to plead the fifth on that, but I'm going to transition to Anthony Arias because he would like to give a Razor Rage like a comment or two. BYW is done best when it's about having fun. You guys have done a great job on that. People make a big deal of stupid, petty stuff a lot, but when you simply have fun, that's where it's at. You guys have definitely done that. And I'm excited about the future. Want to say hello. Speaking of our friends, somebody that shares a locker room with Ace Reed in Wrestling Zero, our friend here, Mr. Robert Campbell. Robert's doing a great job for our friends in Wrestling Zero. And Mr. Yoshi Matsuda will be here Monday night. Kind of, I guess, an extension of the Nexus, sort of, in a way. But Mr. Matsuda is not in the Nexus, but Ace Reed is in the Nexus, so that's a good thing. But that'll be 10 o'clock Eastern time on Monday. But, okay, so, I'm going to put the main event on the screen. We're going to transition to the last quarter of the show. But what happened here where you guys said 1 month from now? What do we mean by this 1 month from now?
You will have to wait and see, good sir.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
But it would sound like to me, based on everything. Now, obviously, I'm not going to ask any further questions on that, but we are going to watch some of the main event while we do a few things. Yes, we're going to take this. Why am I not on the big screen? Now I should be on the big screen, but we'll
to add quick to Anthony Arias' comment, breaking key fob here a little bit. I think that's what it's called.
Kayfabe.
Yeah, that we. As far as I know, nobody in LBYW actually has beef with each other.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I mean,
because we all are like family here.
But
in real life, no.
I am
behind the scenes.
In the ring, yes.
The Wilster. That's who my beef is.
Right, that's right, Aruda. There's a fence with your name around.
Hey,
Aruda's got a lot of things.
Do I really got to put you through another fence, Wilster? Come on.
No, because if he does, he's gonna break his back.
You guys have insurance covering those fences. Let's just put it that way. But
I will say this though.
Yes, say whatever you want.
Go ahead.
I will say this: the fence was red, and that is my favorite color, red and black, obviously. So at least he put me through the right colored fence. So
hence why I'm on his team. Red hair, I wear black.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right, man. Gingers have to stick together, brother. You know what I'm saying? So
I think what Anthony said, which is what I spoke about earlier. It really doesn't matter about winning and losing, titles. It's really not about that stuff in wrestling. And it's not just BYW. I always say it's about in wrestling altogether, because I have everybody. This is the only platform that you get the professional wrestlers. We had a guy that's wrestling Savio Vega in 2 months. We have the guys in the UK. We have the independent wrestlers, the deathmatch, the hardcore, the underground, and obviously you guys in backyard wrestling. But to me, I say it all the time. I don't think wins and losses matter. It's really about putting on the best performance possible, enjoying each other's company, and having a good time, and just doing the best you can out there.
Man.
Yeah, that's going to hurt. That was definitely going to hurt.
It hurt. It hurt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow.
Well, Budweiser, this one was for you. This one's for you. Yeah.
a little.
Once
a
you've
little
said
birdie-
Budweiser, you've said it all.
Yeah.
As long as it wasn't.
Yes, that was my
Budweiser.
father's choice of drink when he was
That is
alive.
my choice of beer if I have to drink.
Well, that's a good point. But, obviously, hello to Gaming MJ, also from our group chat. How you doing there? Nice to see you. Good stuff with you.
MJ.
But,
MJ.
all right. So I guess something, though, is going to happen eventually. I did hear at the very least, okay, a month from now, we'll have to stay tuned. But after the show as well, this isn't a finality. We are going to see you guys in the future. That just want to confirm that, right? We can confirm that at the very least?
What this was the finale of our full-time run.
Okay, which we knew.
Collectively as full-time, this was the end of being of going ham. And not that we're not going to go ham now, because let me tell you what, if anything ever more is clear, the foot's on the gas. But it'll just be it'll be coming at a less tougher schedule. We'll put it.
Well, you could look at it like this again. You guys had a really successful show here. It's drawn a lot of views. It's gotten a lot of attention. And, when you guys, whatever you guys decide to do, let me phrase it that way, I think the demand will be there. Sometimes when you put out content, you put out so much of it, your demand has to keep up with that supply. Sometimes that doesn't always work out well. So you guys might actually have it for whatever you guys decide to do. The demand might be now as much as or even more than the supply that you guys put out there, and that's going to help you guys going forward. So we spoke about this a couple of months ago when you were here, the Alpha, is that to me, this could work to your advantage.
Right.
Sometimes when you're putting out so much content, as a consumer, you have to keep up with that. Whereas now, you guys do whatever you want to decide. You're going to be putting out the best content possible.
Hey, it's like Terminator put it. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
If I may say one thing, when you have events that are not as many as we have next year, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think
it
gives you the opportunity to create a massive, awesome, detailed, layered story between one or more, or between two or more individuals. Okay, that's what you have. Like you could end up having, I don't know, let's say, like we talked about earlier, let's say Napalm and Freak have a feud next year, right? It takes one snowflake to make an avalanche.
Or how about what happens with Nate Dogg now? What happens with him and where he goes?
Right? I mean,
I know you don't want to, but I think there are fans in LBYW that might now want to be interested in what happens with him.
That's
he
correct.
Was so much aligned with you, but now he's not. You fired him. So where does he go?
That's correct. So now you have all these, what would you call it, Alfie? All these plot threads now that you can feed off of. Like you could have. Like, okay, when CJ, well, I'm going to be completely out of character now. When CJ decides to go down, say, okay, these are the creative plans that I want to do. CJ might sit here and think, I want to have a storyline that's centered around somebody like, I don't know, let's say he decides to strap the rocket ship to Nate Dogg next year, right? And Nate has to build himself completely back up. He'll never work for us again. Fuck that guy. But the fact is, I mean, the point is, there's plenty of time to create massive storylines. So where, like, when we have, like, let's say our next event is, I don't know, Summer Madness next year, right? Or whatever before that. You've got 3 to 4 to 5 months to maybe have a couple episodes. But with the magic of technology, you have the ability to do vignettes. You can do any kind of promo work that you want to do
and to be
in
honest,
between a gigantic match.
And you know what? To be honest, because there are a lot of companies that still come on here and
AEW does that.
Yeah, and you know what? I
AEW
would even add, in backyard wrestling, there are a lot of companies
Hey,
that.
Tom, can you pause it quick?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
Just go back a little bit.
But what I was going to say was, I mean, AEW does it.
Call your partner.
You know, I mean,
how about here?
Call Justin.
Oh, I was just going to say that position right there is their two favorite while they're doing the different type of wrestling.
And why is that?
Call quick.
Why was that their favorite spot?
Crickets.
No, while they're doing the other type of wrestling.
Submission based wrestling. Okay.
That's a few now.
Okay, now you know. Hello to Ghost. Chris Aruda was the general manager of Legendary Backyard Wrestling. He is also.
Wow, she doesn't even know who the hell you are, Chris. I think you need to step your game up, pal.
To her.
Well, I want to bring up the fact that Chris Aruda had the genius idea of signing Scary Terry. So
I said at the beginning of the show, Scary Terry.
Okay, so every GM always signs that one flop. Okay,
That's correct.
just like the
To
Raiders.
be honest,
Marcus Russell.
I'm going to make you guys feel a lot better on Scary Terry. I have seen way worse on this platform. Way worse. So it's way worse.
But if anything, Scary Terry was Aruda's XFL.
He was like the Omos of like LBYW, pretty much.
He was like the beginning of me just stepping in as a GM.
He was basically your Johnny Manziel, basically. He was your Johnny Manziel.
Ryan Leaf.
Zach Wilson for the Jets. It was just all those.
Desmond Ritter for the Falcons. That's another one.
And Desmond Ritter was GOAT.
And there you are, have him locked in there. And
guys,
yes,
I got someone that wants to say something.
Let me take this off.
Everybody. Hello.
That's
Hi.
guys.
How you doing, champ? Congratulations here, champ. First of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for all you do for us in our sport, and congratulations.
She can't make it to the interview, but yeah.
Get the phone away from your computer and that's what
Sorry.
Can you hear him, Justin?
A little bit.
Now I do.
Yeah.
All here.
We just wanted to say hi quick.
Okay. Well, we appreciate Queen Just Ice, and of course she's now one half of the tag team champions, and we want to congratulate also former world champion. Just really, again, we're really honored to have had her here with us. Obviously, our second female from BYW in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame, and we want to thank her for her support and everything else that she's done in our circuit. So we want to thank her, and we'll definitely hope to get her on one of these days here on Sportswire Radio. We'll go back to the match itself toward the end of it, but again, just a war, and just we're going to certainly look forward to seeing more of the North Dakota Reapers here coming up whenever that certainly may exist. Stay tuned to LBYW TV for more details. NB_backyard_wrestling, Instagram, YouTube, Legendary Backyard Wrestling Backstage. You can also watch some of the guys opening up trading cards from your favorite WWE stars of yesteryear. You can watch some of the great matches this year. I mean, Ragnarok and the Alpha had cinematic-like matches with a couple of those, parking lot brawls, just some really, really cutting-edge content here in LBYW. And I can't stress enough that you want to go support them. They have definitely helped us get to where we are today, and we can't thank them enough.
The Wilster's Face of America tour, you need to throw that in there.
Yes, you are the face of America.
We don't need to mention that. We don't need to mention that.
Yeah,
well, I don't think he's mentioned it yet. What'd you say, Will? What'd you say?
No. I was going to say the Face of America tour where, basically I toured the whole area.
Yeah, it's funny you said that because I'll make you laugh a little bit. We've had this wrestler on Big Tex. He's on the failure tour because he consistently loses championship match after championship match. But conversely, you're now on the Face of America tour because you're the United States champion. You even come out to Hulk Hogan's, Real American theme song there. Shout out to Rick Derringer. But, You certainly, are on the tour that's not failing, unlike Big Tex. And you're certainly giving Taylor Swift a run for her money. Everyone's talking about
You're
the
damn
Eras
right.
Tour.
Because you know something? I got a question for you, Tom. Two
Yes, sir.
questions. Number one,
Ask me 20.
who the hell did Taylor Swift ever beat other than Travis Kelce off? And the next thing is,
I wouldn't know who she's beat. I mean, that's a major imagination
and the
there.
second thing, let me tell you the difference between me and the Lex Express. All right.
Yes.
At the end of the Lex Express tour, he ended up getting a freaking DQ win over Yokozuna's fat ass.
And they celebrate.
That's the difference between the Lex Express and the face of America. All right.
You know what? That's
is a
certainly
change you
the
can
second
believe in,
part I
brother.
can agree with you on. The first part, I am going to say no comment. Obviously, we'll let that be what it was. And obviously, we've just watched some of the alpha. And
look at the Wilster showing up saying, what the hell is he doing here? The hell's going on with that guy?
Can I ask if we're talking about anything specific at the moment? I don't want to interrupt.
No, not at all. Please, anything you want to say.
He hits him with it.
Can we go to mine and Just Ice's match versus
Absolutely. Give me 2 seconds.
This right here was the key part of the match right here. Here you go.
I'm gonna, okay. We'll go to this, and then I'm gonna go to your match. I'm gonna take it right off the screen. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay. You know what's gonna happen.
What?
Here it is, brother. Where everything changes right here.
Oh yeah.
Here it goes.
You know what I realized? The Alpha's a lot taller than Will.
Yes.
I don't think Ragnarok was cheering. Okay, let me go to your match. Give me 1 second. Like this. I appreciate that.
Everybody was cheering. Everybody.
No, they weren't. Nobody cheered.
I would say I'm going to defer on this. Here we go.
We are fan favorites.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nate Dogg, I mean, you want to talk about, was he like the most active person that whole show? I mean, he was involved in so many things. I mean, hopefully you guys gave him like time and a have. I would
No, let me tell you what.
Gave him an extra slice of pizza.
He's the idiot, man. He decided for whatever reason, I've got 2 matches on the card. But before my 2 matches, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get involved in the psychotic freak match.
Which I was
put through a table
twice. And then right afterwards in the Adams match, and then he's going into a tag.
That move right there.
I can't believe. I still can't believe he was able to take out Kurt Adams after going through 2 tables.
You know what? Well, how about refereeing there? That was sort of what happened there with the refereeing. I mean, he was one.
And cheated.
You guys never not have problems with referees. That referee, I mean, it was kind of like the low blow, and then it was 1 count, and then it was another count. It was like,
that's
you guys can't get normal referees.
That's the only thing that isn't so legendary about LBYW is our referees.
Where's Refahito when you need him?
Refahito, man, that's our goal.
We've now gone to the point that we want Refahito back. That's where we are right now.
Refahito's enjoying himself back home.
Here's the deal. Refahito would be like 1, 2. That was 3. No.
Yeah, well, but that would have been better than what I saw in the Adams Nate Dogg match.
Refahito, and then all of a sudden he just passes the hell out in the middle of a match, and nobody still knows why. That is still a mystery. Am I correct?
Well, there's
nobody
a lot of
knows why this dude passed out in the middle of a match. I don't even know what he was doing.
John Cena attacked him. That's what it was.
What was it? John Cena attacked him. That's what happened.
Just nice. We'd definitely like to have her on the show. Yes,
because you can't see him. So I mean, I got to give Just Nice credit, man. What put me over for her was the match that she had at Haunted Hellfest 2 years ago.
Yeah,
where I could have swore that woman got a concussion in that match, and that fatal 4-way match, Alpha. That right there was for me. I don't know how the heck.
I'll tell her this. I'll give you this. She's top of the notch when it comes to a lot of things, but brains. It will determine if she's smart. If she decides to break up with Ragnarok, and she can very well join the Reapers any day.
Why would she do that?
We are Backyard Wrestling's favorite
God
family.
damn.
The best thing
Oh
she ever
my
did was
God.
being yes.
What I will say, the best,
That proves she's a
the two
genius.
smartest things that she's done is break up from PBS, and the second thing
Exactly.
is to stay with the Frigid Vikings.
I'll give you that. Breaking up with PBS, that's fine. PBS is gone
It's
for a
done.
reason.
That's in the
But the
past.
ND Reapers is the next tier.
Can you picture
The
that right
legendary
there?
tier, if you will.
Hey,
Oh Lord.
hey,
I'm listening.
who was it that had to disguise themselves just to get at me? Huh?
Mm.
Who was that?
Some good-
That wasn't
some
any
tag
of
team
those
wrestling.
other
It's
guys.
called
That's some good
strategy.
tag team wrestling.
It's called
Uh-huh.
strategy.
Strategy, okay. You were just splitting your partner, so you wanted to wait for me to be alone.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell
I
you
mean,
right
look
now,
at
Alpha.
Capital
No.
Grounds, pal. We looked eye to eye before I defeated you. So I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now. If
Yes, Wilson.
Marina Shafir would have nothing on Queen Justice.
I
she
would agree
joined
with
the
that.
Reapers,
I'm with you on that.
Marina Shafir, number one, Marina Shafir doesn't even know how to talk. Queen Justice knows how to talk, and
Yes.
she knows what the hell's going on. So,
I agree.
I tell you, can you picture that? And the Reapers having us four? Man, you
Could
jabronis.
be.
Well, Queen Justice is with Ragnarok. They got the tag team championships, and I don't
That's-
think that team is being broken up anytime.
You know what, though?
that's
Here's
fine.
the
No.
thing.
That she can, because what's going to happen here is, right? We
Right.
all know where this is heading. The Reapers are going to take gold. We're going to hold all the gold, baby. And once that happens, it's only, and it's logical.
Well, Psychotic Freak doesn't
Logical that
agree
she
with
just
that. You
joined
don't
the
agree
team.
with that, Freak, right? You
No,
don't
no.
think that should happen.
I don't. In fact, I have a plan. I have
You
a
can't
plan.
take anything he
What's your
says
plan?
logical.
What
He's
is you have a
crazy.
plan? What's your plan?
He's crazy. Don't listen to him. He's
No, no,
crazy.
no.
You know
Man,
what?
you
You
don't
know what, Rick?
I'm
What's
gonna
your
make
plan?
a call, and I'm gonna make a call.
Yeah,
And-
call.
First, you got to pay. Look. Listen, freak. First, you got to pay your damn phone bill before you make a call.
Hey,
But
can
anyway,
you-
the fact of the matter is, all right.
Get out of the
I feel like I
mental.
want
Get
to
out of the
cry,
mental
man, because
institution first,
I'm
pal.
so proud of
Come on,
CJ,
can we
man. I'm
concentrate?
listening to this come out of his mouth, and he just wants
I'm
it
gonna
all.
make a
He
call,
wants the whole world,
and the
Hey,
man.
Reapers
I wanna
are
hear this.
going down.
You're gonna make a call. And
To
when's that
who,
call
huh?
gonna take place?
Who you gonna
After
call?
this
Santa
show.
Claus?
And let me ask you another question. Are
Ghostbusters.
Hey,
you gonna have better luck than Roman did with Paul?
Yes.
Probably not. Because I'm telling you something else. If he calls Santa Claus, we'll beat his fat ass too. Because you know Santa Claus. Who the hell did Santa Claus ever beat? He ain't
Right.
Well,
nothing.
right now,
he beat
right now,
beat
Santa
Big
Claus
E.
came for Ragnarok and Queen Just Ice because the Frigid Vikings are the new
If there's-
LBYW Tag Team Champions.
If there's one thing Santa Claus is good at, that's breaking in homes. He's a
I know,
criminal.
man.
Will.
You know what, freak? I bet
He's a
you
criminal.
learned how to break into homes.
I don't know about
Santa
Santa Claus
Claus,
being a
you son of
criminal,
a bitch.
but I tell you what, it
Will.
looks like Nate Dogg and Scary Terrier out of PBS.
Oh, here it is.
Thank God.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. You can't go out here and look like a bunch of fucking goofs. You've been a fucking goof since the beginning.
Well, that's
Nate,
pretty true,
expected a hell of a lot more out of you. You know what? I have a match to get ready for. I don't have time to be dealing with PBS business when my own two people can't win their match. So you're fired.
But you didn't point at
That's
Scary
both of
Terry's
them.
finger.
That's both of them as a team. I
But you didn't
fired
point at
both
his-
their sorry
You
asses.
didn't point at his finger. We're gonna put your matchup in a minute, but
Hey, I have a few things. First
Okay.
off, Will, let me remind you that Santa Claus is a 24/7 champion on our channel, and I don't think you've ever touched that belt. So that's who
He's
he
held it once. He's held it once.
Yeah.
Just as much as Santa has.
has. He done it
Yeah.
once? Okay, so you're tied with Santa Claus. Good job for you.
And
That's
fun
it.
fact,
Damn right.
fun fact, the Wilsters never lost the 24/7 championship.
Second off, I don't care if you call yourself the Reapers or the construction crew or the PBS or whatever the heck you want to call yourselves. I'm
Heavy
not
machine.
scared of you. I do not care if I win. I do not care if I lose. I am not scared of you no matter what, and I will fight you.
Chase, can I say something?
yeah, go
I
ahead.
would-
Go for it. You're
I
live.
would team up with you and the Frigid Vikings to take down. the
Oh,
Hey,
Wait a
man,
minute.
oh
Wait.
my.
Did I
Oh,
just
look
get
at
sense that we
Oh,
might have
man.
a six?
I can't shake your hand in person, so
Yeah.
let's do it here.
Wow. Could
Could that be
your
a
funeral.
six-person
That's your
tag
funeral.
match you set
That's
up
another
here?
funeral, man. That's another
Okay.
funeral.
I don't know about
You know
that,
what?
though.
You know what?
Psychotic
I got an even better idea. How about that? You want to do that? All right. Let's up the ante. Put all of everyone's gold on the line.
I'll do it. I'll do it.
I'm
CJ
good.
will do it.
I'm good.
I don't have gold right now.
Good, right?
You got
Okay,
tag
so let me
belts.
tell you something,
You got
Tom.
the tag
Remember
belt.
when
You
guys-
got the interstate title. You got the U.S. and the world title. Will we see a match where
Hold on.
every title's
It's that.
on the line?
You won't be
Do you
able to see
remember-
an interstate title anytime soon. It's buried. I don't know where it's at. It's buried.
You moron.
Psychotic freak.
Moron.
Psychotic
Keep
freak.
it buried, freak. Keep it buried.
Psychotic
So what
freak.
you're saying,
We're
all right,
not.
Tom, you remember when
We
I was
can't
on,
shake
you
hands in
said,
person. Let
when
shake
you said,
imaginary shake
why would you
hands
put
over
your career
camera.
on the line, right?
Yep.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
I put my
Look,
career
shook
on the
our
line because
hands.
I'm confident in
It's a
my
deal.
abilities. CJ, the Alpha's confident in his abilities. Napalm's confident in his abilities. All three of us confident in our abilities.
Yep.
So if, you know what was it? The CJ, Alpha says, I'll put all the gold on the line, sucker. We coming for the gold, sucker.
Sucker.
We coming for you. Hold on. Wait a minute. Can't say that. So
Hey,
the
guess
fact
what?
of the
Get
matter
Showtime in
is,
here.
You're right.
Get Showtime in here.
Guess what? Guess what? We're not scared of either of you.
that's
That
fine. You don't
match
have to be
already
scared of us,
happened
but
when all the gold was put on the line.
You know what? I got another idea too. If hear me out. Because those three in that corner right there, right? They keep running their mouths because that's just what they do best.
Oh,
Put them on.
Hey, I
Let's
want to hear
have the
that.
Indie Reapers and the fam go at it. Let's go.
I've been having to scream over you and Will this entire time just to get a word in. So you're one to talk about us yapping down here.
Wait a minute.
But here's the
I'm
thing.
a
Here's the
record.
thing. We speak facts here, and the
Right.
Reapers.
What
You
are you
speak
yapping
with
about?
the highest
Thank
of
you.
praise, but
No,
you
you're
deliver down under.
You're
Okay,
you're
you
just
wanna
like Trump's rival. All you spit is lies. That's all.
Okay,
And you know what?
Hold on.
Oh my God,
You
it
know
went
what?
there.
I'm pretty
That's
damn
fine.
sure
Okay.
that Kamala doesn't
you want to
spit.
speak
All right.
facts?
The Donald won, just like the Indie Reapers.
If you want to
win,
speak
so.
facts, CJ, the last time me and you wrestled, I beat you.
And that was
Last
what,
time
2
me and
years?
Wilson were,
That was
were
what,
around
2
the ring,
years
I
and
couldn't
3
hit you with
retirements
fists.
ago? That was 2 years and 3 retirements
CJ,
ago?
the last time I faced you we never faced one-on-one, but I faced you and I beat you.
See,
Square on the ring.
You know what? I got a lot of this.
So he can make himself look good.
Okay,
Hey, Tom.
hey, I'm going to start calling you Jake Paul.
And Jake Paul won last night, so that's what's up,
He should
buddy.
have.
Well, he definitely did, but
The
am I
best
getting
boxer
here?
in the
Okay.
world, son.
I
Woo!
gotta
Yeah.
pull a timeout.
There's
I
more of
gotta
those
Man,
facts you're spitting.
I
huh?
gotta pull a
Come
timeout
out,
here.
come out.
I gotta let this kind of figure out where we're gonna go from here. So what am I getting at right now is that we've got this North Dakota Reapers. We've got the Wilster, Napalm, and the Alpha.
Yes.
But then we've got Ragnarok,
Boom.
Queen Just Ice, and the
Boom.
Psychotic Freak. Am I
Boom.
seeing here tonight maybe some forming of an alliance potentially with the
Yes,
three?
sir.
You couldn't.
I'm just letting you know this was not planned at all. This is straight here, right live. We just made
We're in
this.
prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that LBYW built. And it seems to me like that the North Dakota Reapers aren't going unchecked. They might claim, as they did earlier in the show, that they're the most potent faction in BYW history, the most dominant. They might be. But now it seems like the cavalry is coming in LBYW.
The only thing potent about them is they smell like crap that they spit out of their mouths.
Ooh, but it seems to me like
Man.
whenever
Third
the
grade
future,
call, they want their dispatch.
whenever the future of LBYW, it
and
is,
the Frigid
when it
Vikings
returns.
and Psychotic Freak will have a 2-time Hall of Famer in their corner when.
Oh my! Wait a minute! Chris Arruda, the legendary Chris Arruda, 2-time Hall of Famer, is going to be there for backup. He's going to be there to make sure that the scores are even. He's going to make sure there's no funny games or shenanigans. The legendary 2-time Hall of Famer Chris Arruda is ringside alongside the Interstate Champion Psychotic and the Tag Team Champions, the Frigid Vikings, Queen Just Ice and Ragnarok, against the team of the Face of America, the Wilster, the reigning defending LBYW World Champion, the Alpha, and Napalm, the team of the North Dakota Reapers. This is going to be a dream match in BYW. This is going to be one of those matches. Oh my God, it's going to happen eventually. And we're going to have to go to LBYW's YouTube and Instagram pages to find out. A Donnybrook has developed here, and it's unbelievable.
Yes,
Alpha, get
Hey,
the contract.
there's something in wrestling
And I will
called.
be there to let the Reapers know exactly how much they suck.
God, and you'll be there to just keep running your fucking mouth. Look, there's a thing in wrestling called a receipt. All right, and you, Chris Aruda, you got a receipt coming from me, boy. We're gonna do to you what we do to people down south, and I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, Chris.
Wilster,
That's what's gonna happen.
broken back and all, you still could not beat me.
I have been professional long enough, Alpha. I've been giving the guys props and everything. But what keeps coming through my mind is when the goof speared me through a fence. So guess what? You know what we do? We're gonna make him bleed.
I got a great stat. I got a great stat.
All right,
Who's
I
a
want
better
to hear this
wrestler?
stat.
Who's a better wrestler between the Wilster and Chris Aruda? Well, let's see here. Chris Aruda has held the United States Championship 4 times.
He has.
And out of those 4 times, how many defenses successfully does he have? Has 0.
Bull crap.
Has 0 title defenses successfully. 4. And I mean, he couldn't even win a best of 5 series against his own son. I mean, come on.
Oh no!
He passed the torch. He did the right thing on the way out. He passed the torch.
Did he pass the torch, or just he couldn't hang?
Oh,
no,
I think he was.
No offense to him, but I don't need no help getting up there. Okay.
That Chris Aruda versus Ragnarok was Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson.
It's probably more Jake Paul and Nate Robinson, but I mean, whatever.
Okay. I don't know who has a bigger ego, the Paul brothers or that dude in the top right corner there.
You know what? The world champ? You mean the world champ? Two-time world champ? Oh, 3.
Yeah, okay.
All right, look at that. Mathematics.
Wait, I think.
How many times did I defend the belt, CJ?
Remember, I think I held the world championship just about as many times as you have. I think.
Face of America, brother.
Oh, who was the inaugural United States champion to win the very first ever United States champion? Oh, me.
Who beat you, Chris?
The legend, the Chris Ruda, the legend.
Who took the company out of the
at ringside, you know that this is going to be a fair fight. You know that there's going to be no shenanigans, and we're going to find this out very soon. In the legendary backyard match.
Aruda, if you think that you're this big hotshot, man, when that back's 100%, lace up them DCs again. We'll see who stands tall.
Because eventually the bell's going to ring.
I'm going to make a statement about this match, this potential match.
Ooh.
Before this match happens, I'm going to make a call. With Chris Aruda in the corner, there will be no shenanigans on your side.
What do you mean? Oh my God, he's doing that laugh again. Oh my God. Things that make you go, I don't know. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, this is why we have been so excited to have on Legendary Backyard Wrestling tonight. This is why they are in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. If you want to go follow Legendary Backyard Wrestling, you can check them out on Instagram. They are on Instagram. You can see them here. They're at ND_backyard_wrestling. I'm going to put that Instagram link for you here. Now go and support them. They have been an anchor and a staple of the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. They have been an anchor here for us on Sportswire Radio. And it was a historic show. And North Dakota Reapers have formed. And obviously, there we go. And we're excited.
That was awful.
Look at those bitches right there. Look at those guys.
On this art.
Look at those 3 handsome sons of bitches right there. We can get anything we want. We got all the money. We got all the women. And got all the power.
All of the glory.
Well, you know what? We're going to have to find that out very soon. We're going to find that out. Yes.
I'm looking at the comments here, and I see a trader in the comments saying that he would run like. We'll always accept people coming down to our company, right? So come down. They
Sounds
could
like
use all
Zilla
the help
wants
they
to
need.
somebody's
There's
ass.
one thing Ragnarok isn't. He doesn't take matches that aren't fair. So they need all the help they need. So come on down if you want to help them.
It's a
Well,
the
you know
last
what?
guy
We
checked
put
is
the
3-on-3,
Instagram page
right?
up.
I mean,
We
right.
put
It's
it up.
3-on-3, and then you got Aruda, and then you got Jenny, and then you want to bring in Santa Claus and the
And
Easter
your
Bunny.
sister's
You can
ass.
bring in
I'm
everybody.
there.
It's
I'm
in
there
the
just to
universe
make.
for Wilster.
I'm
They
there.
can't fight on their own.
I'm there just to make sure it's a 3-on-3 for when
Okay.
the psychotic.
Oh, you're not going to be a
Rick
competitor?
take
I
you
thought
guys
you
to
were
the
going to.
woodshed.
The way you were running your mouth, I thought
Right.
you were going to unretire for the 15th time.
All right, watch
Alpha,
out. There's a fence
tell him,
behind you.
Alpha.
Watch
Tell
out.
him.
Hey, I don't think that one there would let him do it. Or
No,
the one
tell
up
him,
in-
Alpha. Tell him to
No.
do it. I've had enough. Tell him.
All right. Well, you want to speak, Jen? No. Okay. All right. Well, I think I've got the point for most of the show. So
Yes.
I think we're going to see what happens here. Legendary Backyard Wrestling will be back very soon. Stay tuned for more details on that.
100%.
We are going to be 100% back. We are going to have 100% more LBYW coverage before the year is out, because I'm still waiting to see what happens with that 1 month comment that was said at the end of the show. So I'm sure that'll give us maybe something to talk about here before the year is out. But I'm going to pass the baton here to some closing thoughts. I want to go to the Psychotic Freak here first. You are interstate champion, and I'm going to certainly give you the floor. It's been a rather eventful Hall of Fame legendary-like night. I'm going to pass the baton to you. Put your Instagram up, and anything else you want to plug, share, or say, the floor is yours, good sir.
All I'm going to say is that the Reapers are going to go down just like PBS.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It was short.
PBS was disbanded.
There is
Never
no
went down.
ifs, ands, or buts. All three of us are taking them down.
Oh, isn't that cute? Here we go again. Oh,
And,
look at this.
Look at that. This man's crazy. He's posing with all these clowns, man. He's posing with the New
I think
York
he
Giants.
asked- I'm not going to say
Who
what
are
he
you
asked.
making fun of? Those clowns there are your family.
That's the New York Giants right there, man.
Well, that's the New York Giants and the New York Jets. But
Yeah, because if that's the case, he's taking a picture.
well, you know
with
what I
Shaq.
said? Well, I tell you what I said real quick on my show last night. I said if you put the New York Giants and the New York Jets together, I still don't think they beat the Detroit Lions or the Kansas City Chiefs right now.
No, me neither. Me neither.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that is the Psychotic Freak. That's his Instagram.
If you want an honest, humble prediction right now, honest to God, no bullshit, no bullshit.
All right.
Kansas City Chiefs are three-peating this year, defeating the Detroit Lions.
You know, everybody says that right now.
That's a good pick here.
I'm still not 100% convinced Kansas City or Detroit get to the Super Bowl this year.
Hey,
I gotta be honest. I think if San Francisco gets into the playoffs, I think San Francisco's the team to beat still.
And you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna. This is one thing I've told Mr. Ruder that you cannot, and you can never ever count San Francisco out because
that's what I think. And the McCaffrey just came back. They're getting guys healthy, and their schedule. If they go, listen, they just have to get to the playoffs. That's why I don't think it's a guarantee with Detroit. And same with Kansas City, because again, we see this all the time. And Kansas City and
Falcons,
tomorrow's the preview.
Right.
What about the
ATL has a better chance than San Fran.
Falcons are 6-4, baby.
Man, Kirk Cousins never does anything in the playoffs.
Come on, Cousins equals money. He
costs money, but
the whole time.
I think San Francisco, if they get there, they're the team I watch. As for the AFC, I mean, look, I would say Kansas City is probably favored, but I really don't want to see Kansas City again. Yeah, on my show.
Kansas City is the new Patriots, man.
Honestly, I would love to see a Buffalo Bills Detroit Lions Super Bowl.
That's not. I agree with you right there. That would be
a good one.
See,
Buffalo hasn't been there. Detroit
that'd be
hasn't
great,
been there.
but Buffalo just can't beat Kansas City in the playoffs.
No.
Well, we're going to find out tomorrow if Buffalo can win it in Orchard Park. We're going to find out New York's actual team. But thank you, Psychotic, for those comments. I'm going to go to the family here. I'm going to let you guys have some final thoughts, words, and anything else you all want to say before we?
Go ahead, Jason. I'll let you go first.
Well, you can go first because I did have something I wanted to say about that video I had you pull up. Like out of character here. We just got it a little heated over here, so. But I did have something I wanted to talk about in that video, which is why I had you pull it up.
Okay, so first, I want to just look back at from where we started. Me, CJ, the first ever hardcore match in LBYW. to just a bunch of family friends just having fun to being 1,600 subscribers and everything else, again, on here inducted to the Hall of Fame and all the fans, it's just been really fun and really appreciated, coming on here and all the fans watching it. And, and it is about family, friends, and having fun and enjoying what we're doing.
Yes, I agree with that.
I brought it up before, but this whole thing started because me and Justice were literally just on the trampoline wrestling each other for reals because we've just always been close like that. And Shaylin decided he wanted to record it, and it blew up into this, and we met all these people that have joined us, and yeah.
Yep.
Well, you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it. You guys deserve to be here. You guys deserve to be recognized with, those companies that are here, and you guys have the numbers to back it up. And it's like anything else. We're all sports fans, and there are people that have the stats they need to be in, and you guys, it's long overdue. And tonight, I think, was the night to do it. And we thank you guys for everything that you've done in our sport, and you guys have put your blood, sweat, and tears out there. And that's why you're in the Hall of Fame. And speaking of the Hall of Fame, I'm going to go with the face of America and get his certain closing thoughts. They're going to be, I'm sure, interesting ones, and the Wilster himself. And what would you like to say here, Mr. Wilster?
One thing I will say is that the whole thing started for me because Alpha over there used to be a coworker of mine, right?
You said that before in prior shows, yeah.
And we kind of became friends when he saw me have like a Bubba Ray Dudley themed shirt. And
yes,
we started comparing notes, and we talk wrestling every day at work. He finally said, I've got this backyard wrestling company started, and I think you'd really work out as a character. I'm like, you serious? He goes, yeah. He goes, well, I'll think about it. Well, it took me about a year plus to think about it. So I said, well, what kind of character do you think I would play? He goes, well, you like playing the heel, right? I'm like, well, yeah, I love playing the heel. Like a Vince McMahon kind of character. So then this was set in motion. I started sending these little vignettes in, and the next thing one thing led to another. And then the Wilster is basically myself ratcheted up like 500. You know what I mean? Will Rivers, the guy, would never make a kid cry, but the Wilster would definitely say, fuck that little kid. I mean,
the Ted DiBiase guy with the kid and with the
but
Kick the ball
this
away.
is evolved.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember when I first met CJ. I mean, time goes by so quickly. When I met him, I wanted to say Des was pregnant with your first child. Am I correct?
Yes,
I think she was, right?
Yep.
So I mean, now you're looking at 5-6 years have passed, and we've all gotten older and things have happened in our lives, and we've all been able to continue to stay connected to one another regardless of what's going on in each other's life. I have seen, Justice has had a family of her own, but she's still been able to be connected to us in some way. Chris has his own, the Freak's got his own things that he does outside of wrestling too. I mean, he's big into the horror theme. He loves.
We just saw that before on the screen. Yep.
I mean, but he's still able to. I mean, he wasn't with us for a while, but you know what? He found his way back, and I'm very grateful. This is out of care. I'm very grateful that he did. I mean, he's a good talent. He has a brilliant imagination. CJ has a brilliant mind for the wrestling business. And I've told this dude a million times, I'm proud of him, and I'm very proud of him. And I will tell you this. If I had the technology at my fingertips that he's got when I was his age, I would probably be $30,000 in debt right now. I can tell you that. So, but I'm thankful that this has occurred, and I'm thankful for everybody in the company. I'm thankful for Miss Jenny down there, my number one fan, who always feeds us. She supports us. She does a wonderful job. Chris Aruda, Mr. Hall of Famer, 2-time Hall of Famer, plays through the pain. Chase down there, who plays so many different roles. He's our host of our LBYW Backstage channel. Does a lot of interviews with the competitors after the show. So I mean, all of us, including, if I'm correct, I mean, one person that's not involved. Avery has done a lot of stuff for us too. She shows up all the time to support us.
He's one that created and runs our TikTok.
Our TikTok channel. Yes, he runs our TikTok channel. So all the credit in the world to that young lady for doing that. So
While
didn't have
it's
to.
pulling mine out.
Yep. So I mean, there's a lot of people that have come and a lot of people have gone, and I'm very thankful for it. And we're going to keep going, and that's how we're going to do it.
The best is yet to come. There's no question that the best is yet to come, and we definitely look forward to more coverage with you guys here before the year is out. And fittingly enough, I want to pass the baton to the champion. It's obviously his vision that has put these guys and gals into the Hall of Fame and everything else. And I'm going to give you the floor, champ. Anything else you want to plug, share, or say? And the floor is yours.
Oh, yes. So, like I said before, it's been great that this road that we have all paved and we've all conquered. It's been awesome to do it with the people that we've done it and the people that we got to meet. It's great that we ended up being here with you and that we got the appreciation of being inducted into the Sportswire Hall of Fame. It's truly an honor. And for the history that we all made together, on screen as characters and behind the scenes, just as people who love wrestling, backyard professional or both. It's been great to do this with everyone, and I greatly appreciate everybody who's taken the time out of their days to film with us and to, in a sense, pretty much put your body on the line for nothing but the sake of doing it.
I
Nothing
was
but the sake of
explaining that
having
to
fun.
somebody I know about backyard wrestling. They were asking me about it, and I'm like, they don't do it to get paid. They go out because they love the sport of wrestling and they put their blood, sweat, and tears out there. That's what you all do.
We do it because it's fun and we love wrestling.
That's it. That's
exactly. Simple enough.
Remember that.
And as one of the biggest fans, and a lot of these people are my family, my nieces, my son, my nephews.
Nephew-in-law.
I love supporting them, and they are very hardworking. But
absolutely,
my anxiety levels while they're in the ring are through the roof.
There's been a few times where she almost jumped in the ring because she thought I actually got knocked out.
Yeah, I have to hold myself back sometimes.
And you can I'll just have something hit my head and she'll be,
oh, come on.
Well, you know what? That's for good reason.
I mean, poor Chase got like Braun just pointed out, like Freak pointed out. Poor Chase got jumped on by Gyro right on his head in the same match that Freak got jumped on and hurt him.
Here's the thing.
Don't take that away from me.
Oh yeah, sorry. Same
Here's
match.
Here's
First
the
ever
thing.
Summer Madness. Crazy event.
When he landed on my head, I didn't even feel it at all. And I had
Wow.
everybody, they were like, are you okay? He landed on your head. And I was like, no, he didn't. He landed on my back because that's how I felt it. And then they showed me the video directly on my head. I was like, what? Maybe I got concussed for a sec. Who knows?
Well, you know what? That's what you guys all go out there and you put the work in, and that's why you guys are now a part officially in the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. I will send this certificate out to everybody when we're all I'll send it to you, the Alpha, and we'll definitely have more LBYW coverage before the year is out. We'll do one more show. We'll do that before the 31st, and anything else that we can do, we're always here for you guys. Want to thank you guys for your hard work in our community. Also, the great work you do in the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. I'd like to shout out the Nexus for their support. I know that Anthony was here. Sam Reeves was here earlier in the chat. Shout out to him as well. If you want to follow Legendary Backyard Wrestling, it is ND_Backyard_Wrestling. And congratulations, everybody. I'm looking forward to having you guys here again. And also, Zilla wants to congratulate all of you again. And we definitely want to get here as well. And we definitely look forward to the best is yet to come, as I always say. And a rising tide will always lift all boats. That was famously said by Presidents John F. Kennedy and Ronald Reagan. And I think that you guys are going to be that rising tide that lifts our boats here right now in the backyard wrestling circuit. And congratulations on your guys' success. And I look forward to seeing you guys here before the year is out. And also happy Thanksgiving. Good luck to all of your football teams, and we will definitely see you guys soon. I can't thank you enough for all you do for our sport. It's long overdue to have put you guys in here, and congratulations, and we'll see you guys all here soon.
And thank you, Tom,
Thank
for
you, Tom.
inviting us all to
Yes,
go.
I want to say something one more time. Go ahead.
I just wanted to add, since I passed my speech on to him.
Yes.
When we started this channel, I didn't want to record because I personally have really bad anxiety.
We've spoke about this off the air, sure.
I was scared of what people would think of me and all that good stuff.
Well, you see what I've went through the last 6 weeks. Let's just put it that way.
And we've started recording, and then eventually the kids in my I was in high school when we started this. The kids in my high school, they found out about it and they started making fun of me and all that stuff. But I still kept doing it because I enjoyed doing it. And when I'm working with other people like them, it's a lot easier to just ignore that I'm being recorded and going to be put in front of thousands of people. I'm still trying to pass that hurdle for my personal channel. I only have 3 videos on there so far, but it's a lot easier with other people, and I'm trying to figure it out. But I do enjoy doing it, and I've appreciated everybody that's joined us. I always have Will up there pushing me, saying how good of a job I do and all that stuff.
No,
And they all do a really good job of lifting each other up as they're beating each other down.
Well, I think that's why you guys have done, so well, and I think that's why we've put you in the Hall of Fame. And yes, Coach, we're all praying for Judas the Evil Angel, his mother, and we're definitely praying. We hope that she will do well and recover, and I'll certainly let him know off the air. So absolutely, definitely praying for him, the Evil Angel Judas, the Blizzard and ALW champion. Definitely want to give our thoughts and prayers to him and his family, especially on behalf of his mother in the hospital there in Marion, Ohio. And I definitely will talk with him off the air. Obviously, he was here last week on Sportzwire, so we definitely want to wish him well and his family. He has certainly been a good friend of ours, also in our Hall of Fame. So yes, absolutely. Definitely praying for him, and we will definitely keep him in our thoughts, and we'll definitely let him know that we're praying for him and his mother as well. So thank you, Coach, for tuning in and letting us know about that, and we definitely, are keeping that in here. But we want to congratulate one more time Legendary Backyard Wrestling for going into the Sportswire Radio Hall of Fame. He was joined here by the Psychotic Freak, the Interstate Champion, the Alpha, the World Champion, the U.S. Champion, the Face of America, the Welster. And we're joined here by Chris Aruda, a 2-time Hall of Famer. Miss Jen. We've got also Ragnarok, one half of the Tag Team Champions from the Frigid Vikings. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your boy, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. If you're on SportsWireRadio.org, you're going back to your regularly scheduled programming. I'll be here coming up tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time with Texas Promo Wrestling coverage. I think we're here 2 times tomorrow with that, so join us for that. I want to thank everybody here in the chat. I also want to thank Queen Just Ice for the cameo. Also want to thank Napalm for being here for the first quarter of the show. And please support Legendary Backyard Wrestling, NB_backyard_wrestling, and support the Backyard Wrestling Nexus. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. And I am your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters, the Reverend Tom Bryce. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you so much.